button notification. Clickable button search with your voice. Button search. Clickable button skip navigation. Main landmark. Clickable link lounging with John. Clickable link lounging with John 1.02 case. Clickable button current. Clickable button. Clickable blank. Clickable button. Clickable join the conversation. Clickable button available. Open tab selected. All tab Microsoft Flight Simulator tab for you. Tab reset. Clickable button next. New notification window. New notification for Windows security. Turn on Windows firewall window.
That is weird. What is going on?
Okay, you're good now, but like you were just.
Like I said, it wasn't on my end. It was on the thing you guys are on. Yeah.
It couldn't have been.
It had to be because I was listening to the stream and I wasn't breaking up at all. It had to be the.
It had to be the talkie thing.
The talkie thing is what I'm saying.
Yeah, it could have
been. It couldn't have been OBS on my end because I'm not on OBS or I'm not. It wouldn't make sense for it to be just OBS. I'd be breaking up everywhere. I'd be breaking up on my stream and everything.
New notification. Restream chat row 1 column. Restream chat row 1 column 1.
Weird, like it did that.
Clickable menu button.
We're good now.
Message, edit, button available. Clickable type of message. Edit. Restream chat. Ops 30.2.3 profile. Untitled scene. Ops 30.2. Start virtual. Start recording checkbox not checked. Stop streaming checkbox checked.
Yeah,
start recording checkbox not checked.
It is. I don't know.
Restream chat row 1 column 2 4. Restream Google Chrome column 3 4. Restream document. Checkbox checked. Button edit. Clickable checkbox checked. Title MSFS2020. MSFS2020. Out of list button 50%. Toolbar. Address and search bar as autocomplete. CTRL. Selected. Selected. Unselected. EVI pilot 2. Clickable. Main landmark. Clickable MSFS2020. Visit. Main landmark. Click edit. Alert screen chat. Ops 30.2.3 profile. Untitled scene. Ops 30.2. Start virtual. Start recording checkbox not checked. Stop streaming checkbox checked. Yes button. Plus Y. Start recording checkbox not checked. 3685. MSFS. Restream chat row 1 column 2 4. Restream Google Chrome column 3 4. Restream document. Checkbox checked. Channel watermark. Clickable. Button edit. Clickable checkbox checked. Title MSFS2020. MSFS2020. Out of list button 50%. Toolbar. Address and search bar as autocomplete. CTRL. Selected. Unselected. EVI pilot 2. Clickable. Main landmark. Clickable MSFS2020. Visit. Main landmark. Click edit. Alert screen chat. Ops 30.2.3 profile. Untitled scene. Ops 30.2. Start virtual. Ops 30.2.
Yeah, you guys are good. It wasn't I was just listening to it, so it's not breaking up, so we're good. I think it was just a talkie, probably.
Yeah, I think talkie was having an issue there.
It is a free service, so I mean. But no, I've got my mic, like my mixer is almost all the way to the lowest volume setting now. That I found where I needed to adjust it. Like, look, if I go halfway.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I wasn't about to talk with it cranked up like that. You guys would have been. I don't know. I'm probably going to do a test flight later tonight. I'm not going to do it during the stream. We'll see what happens. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what it does. But I know, I was telling Josh, Brandon, that actually it was yeah, the descent flow never did start on its own. And then I can't remember what happened. There was something else that happened. It caused me to completely restart first officer, and I can't remember what else it was. There was something else I thought that was going on too.
I don't think it didn't do the checklist right either.
Yeah, that's what it was.
So it was the descent flow and the checklist it didn't do.
Well, yeah, when auto is off, it won't do either of them.
It will do the flow if you hit the button, though.
Yeah,
but I mean, yeah.
Okay, and that's what we're saying. I hit the button and it still didn't do the.
I think sometimes first officer will think that it did it already. Well, sometimes I guess it does do it, and like, it's like if you press it once and it doesn't do it, you have to press it again because it thinks that it already did it already.
Well, I mean, I tried that.
He did that several times.
I don't know. I don't know. It was just acting completely weird last night. So, and then FSUIPC. Now that's an FSUIPC thing alone. When it does that too, because there've been times when it's done it and I've had to reinstall FSUIPC to get it to stop acting up. It's just that's just an FSUIPC thing too. I think sometimes it's kind of weird about stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, Matt has talked about revert, getting rid of FSUIPC and going to SimConnect. I
He
really
should.
wish he would.
He should, honestly.
SimConnect is
Like, same intentions on SimConnect. I never have any of these problems.
like
Dude,
the-
I put in a query to Copilot last night about this, and even Copilot said, if you're wanting to program, the best way to do it is through SimConnect, not FSUIPC.
Well, it's easier.
Yeah,
right?
it's easier.
It's easier.
I
to-
mean, I guess it's easier, but I guess you're limited by the like. If you want to program in like SimConnect, you have to use like you have to program in .NET. You have to
and you
and
know,
like
.NET. I was doing some reading last night on coding, and it's really not that bad. Like,
I mean, it's not that bad because you got Visual Studio. You can literally, you know, it'll make the buttons in the form and stuff for you. You can like, and then you just program.
well, like some of the just programming language, like for example, you could do like var name equals Josh, and if,
To
and if
declare a
you
variable,
put in
you find a
there,
variable. Yeah.
and you put in there on the next line console. I don't know if you got right the word console, but from when I was reading it, you get
Console.log.
console.write name or I can't remember how, but anyway, the coding doesn't look too complicated.
Yeah.
And then it even, what I thought was cool is .NET recognizes the language to tell it to like capitalize all the letters. Like,
Oh yeah, it'll do it automatically. Yeah.
I think the code was something like cap or something like that. Name dot cap. I can't remember, but if you sit down and study that stuff, and I've got a guide, a manual that I'm going to start diving into. It don't look so bad. Now, Visual Studio, there's a lot to it. I don't know the first thing about making buttons yet, but from what I could tell with the .NET, it also uses some C plus coding in with it.
I mean, you can
Hey,
like you
Sonos.
can to extend it and
Play
stuff. Yeah, you
music.
can do that. I think, but
So, again, with SimConnect, using .NET and stuff like that, you really do have a lot of options you can still do. I mean,
Yeah.
your options are endless when it comes to .NET alongside of C+. Like,
yeah.
I think he
You're-
should switch over to SimConnect and get rid
I
of
think you're going to be
FSUIPC.
more limited with FSUIPC than what you would be with SimConnect using like .NET and C++.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, what's also nice is that like, you do it in SimConnect, they won't have to install FHIPC. They just have to run the sim, and then you can run your program.
You
Mhm.
run the sim, and then when you do your code, it's just a line of code. It tells whatever program you're doing, it tells it to open the connection from the program to the sim.
Yeah,
Um,
and then it has access to all the sim data.
and the other thing I was reading, there's a lot of stuff out there too that you can just already grab. Code's already ready for a lot of the different language. Like if you're wanting to, I don't know, let's just say create like you were saying, a button. Code's already there, I guess, in Visual Studio.
Well, now the form creator in Visual Studio will literally generate a code for a placeholder button for you, including a label. You just have to hook that button up to other code to tell it to do so.
Yeah,
do
to tell
something.
it what that button's going to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, like I said, I was reading up on the .NET stuff, and
Restream chat row 1 column 2 0 free.
It don't
Restream
look
chat
so
document. Title
bad.
message. Edit. Clickable menu button opens list.
No.
Clickable title message. Edit.
obviously I'm not a advanced coder or nothing like that, but I think a person could learn .NET. I think it's more intimidating just by hearing the name. You're automatically like, oh my gosh, that's probably going to be seriously hard to do.
I bet it would
But-
be a lot easier to learn .NET versus whatever FSUIPC is.
Well, FSU IPC, that's the thing, but that's why people like it so much. It's whatever you want it to be. It could be Python. It could be
Yeah, you can run
.NET,
whatever through FSU IPC. Yeah, that's why people use it because programmed. It's much more friendlier with programs.
Mm-hmm.
With SimConnect, it's more specific, and your program has to be more.
like in .NET
Yeah,
mostly. Yeah.
it's got to be more specified, specifically to .NET or whatever. C
Yeah.
plus, Java. I hate Java, but
Oh, I hate Java. Yeah.
Java is such a. I was reading on some Java stuff like 2 weeks ago, and I think I read the first chapter, and I was done. I'm like,
Java's really only
Wow.
used in
I'm
like
not messing with this stuff.
the government. Really, like the government and like uses it and like maybe like I don't know. I don't think it's really all that popular anymore, other than the
I
government
think Java is
agencies.
an ancient dead
I wouldn't
language.
say it's dead. It's definitely not dead. There's
It's
still
not dead,
a
but
lot of
it's
stuff that there's still a lot of other programs that we don't use that have Java embedded right into it, and I hate it. That's what makes it inaccessible.
Yeah.
But it's getting better.
JAWS has the Java Access Bridge built into it now, so it, like any programs that use Java will automatically be accessible with JAWS. But I don't know about NVDA. You probably have to
I doubt it. Not with NVDA.
install the bridge,
I
which
mean,
is harder and harder to get.
yeah, I would think that eventually NVDA would have a bridge for it, considering they do everything else.
I mean, I think the only reason why JAWS even has it built in is because it's required for, like I said, government agencies use
Mm-hmm.
Eclipse, which is in Java, which is made for Java. So,
Boy, I'm glad we don't have to use Eclipse.
well, we know somebody who does have to use it. Um,
Use what? Eclipse?
Eclipse.
It's a Java IDE. It's a program to write Java stuff. Well, I mean, Eclipse can do like any programming language, I guess, but its primary specialization is Java.
Right. I think for my dinner tonight, I'm going to have a chicken pot pie. I think that's.
Oh, that sounds good, actually.
Yeah.
It don't sound too bad. So, Josh, tell us about. Let's make this a little more organized when I start this discussion because we can go a lot of different directions with this. Let's start with the interface for 2024. No. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
I'm here still.
That
I don't know
was
what
weird.
That was weird. What was that?
I have no idea.
Someone shooting lasers at us. It's probably the government
Yeah.
beaming into our computers. No. So let's be specific here and start with the interface for 2024. When you load an airplane, because obviously you can get to the spot to accessibility-wise, you can get to the airplanes. But when you load it, there was a debate that I heard on WhatsApp, and Daryl was saying, well, you can't even do anything because you got to take the wheel covers off and blah, blah, blah. Now, I know there's a hotkey to get into the cockpit,
Mm-hmm.
but is there one to remove wheel covers? What?
No, I mean, there's more. It's more than just the wheel covers.
it's-
it's a number of other things.
Yeah, it's the wheel covers,
Um,
it's the chocks. But
yeah,
here's the thing.
pedo covers and stuff like that.
But
Um,
the thing is, the pilot's not supposed to do that stuff anyway. That's a ground.
Yeah, that's a
That's a
maintenance
job for
thing.
ground.
well, general aviation aircraft do it. So you got like your Cessnas and your all that stuff.
Your
Like,
small
you would do it
airplanes,
there.
yeah,
Yeah.
your pilot does walk around and check it. But I mean,
But yeah, I know.
But they're
like,
not removing all that, even on the smaller planes.
Yeah. Well, it says especially if you own a Cessna, yeah, you would be
If you own
removing
a
it.
Cessna, I mean, unless you're not putting your wheel covers on it, but um, anytime that anyone that I know in the smaller planes, yeah, you got to do that. You got to take the wheel covers off. You got to remove the chocks. You got to remove the covers on the back where the engines are, because there's a cover that even goes over top where the engines are. Where
Hmm.
I think the either what happened is because like in a lot of videos I see, I've been seeing people, do the smaller planes because they've been doing the career mode, and yeah, they do have to remove all that stuff. In the airliners, though, apparently you have to remove the pitot heat covers and stuff like that. Otherwise, you won't get airspeed
that's
readings.
and that doesn't make sense to me. That is definitely a
Mm-mm.
ground job for
Yeah,
that stuff should already be off when it's sitting at the gate.
yeah. And people have pretty much stated this on the forums that like, hey, we want an option to disable this if we're flying airliners and things like that. So hopefully that'll come
Because I
because
mean, let's just say that you've got a 737. Uh
I don't know what the
They're
what's
doing it
going.
again, folks.
you got a 737 sitting in Miami. Maintenance or whoever's going to be bringing that airplane over to the gate for the pilot. The pilot doesn't got to go out to the hangar and
Mm-mm.
move it over to the gate. They're going to move it and get
Yeah,
it ready. Probably
Yeah, and they're gonna have
before
all that stuff done
probably before
beforehand.
the pilot even gets on shift, the plane's going to be there waiting,
Yeah.
hooked up and
but
getting ready.
but I mean, I wonder if this is just going to become a sim thing. Like pilots don't start cold and dark either, but it's just everybody does it in the sim because it's just it's just
I, I mean, we do, but I've seen a lot of pilots that are sighted not even do the. I think it's just I don't know. I don't
because I
know
mean,
if it.
I have mine set up so that first officer does like set up my first officer turnaround flow so that I can basically start up with the power already on, and then he just does the pre-flight stuff with the power on
I
already.
mean, technically, we could go into like the PMDG and set it to where the airplane's already on when we get in it, like it is
Yeah, I
in
mean,
Yeah.
real
that's
life.
that's what I have it set. I have it set to
And
turn on the power like apron, just ground power is on.
yeah, your power is already. So you don't have it on code and dark. You set it to
I set it to I think my panel set is apron. I think where it's
apron. Yeah,
that's basically gate. The way it's supposed to set up at the gate. And you're at the gate already.
yeah. You've got the power into the cockpit, and
Yeah,
basically you have already where you don't got to do all that stuff in the beginning.
powering it up. Yeah, but as far as like the rest of the interface, because we were talking about 2024.
Yeah. So interface
Um,
wise, just take us through the like not physically do it, but just take us through the menu here. Like, what does it look like compared to 2020 when you're on the main screen? Is it left and right, up and down to go through the different
it is
options?
it is up and down and horizontal and vertical. Um, but like when you first start 2024, it always comes up with you're always going to have the accessibility menu front and center. It's accessibility, and then you have the start button. Click the start button, you go straight to the main menu.
Now,
But
when you
in
say
the
accessibility, it starts up with accessibility from the get go.
yeah, there's you're right on the button for accessibility, and you can and this is you can set what are called accessibility presets, and this
I just wonder how many people that are sighted is going to complain about that accessibility button being the first thing.
That's what I was wondering too.
Well, I mean, there already has been. The nice thing is that they can quickly turn off, narration.
Yeah, just
There's already been
turn it
there's already
off.
been complaints about people. Oh, I can't turn off the screen
Well, they
narrator,
did
and
it
it doesn't
before.
even read anything.
They did it with 2020. If you
Yeah, they
remember,
did, yeah.
they complained about. Listen, if you are sighted and you don't need accessibility, listen, it's real simple.
I mean, you just
and
click one button to skip it. Like
yeah,
in 2020, it was harder because it wasn't very obvious.
I'll talk
Here,
to you
it's
like I
very
talk
obvious.
to people when I'm in prosecutor mode, and I just say, "Shut the fuck up, stop being a baby,
Yeah,
and get over it." That's
exactly.
what I'd say. Anyways,
Some people even
that's
kind of
just
fought for us
sympathetic.
because they left narration on by accident and
Yeah.
noticed things weren't reading during setup, like
Well,
character
isn't there a
creation.
hotkey no matter what to turn it off and on?
Yeah, it's I think it's Alt Backspace. I think it is by default.
2024, anyways. I don't know about
2024,
2020.
yeah.
2020 is it all?
It might be Alt Backspace because I remember.
There's a hotkey somewhere on 2020 for it as well. Yeah.
Yeah. So when you get to the accessibility presets, you have accessibility presets for vision. Like these will just automatically switch on certain accessibility options that, just a quick startup. So I mean, for vision, you have the narrator, you have your screen reader, you have your high contrast, and all kinds of low vision stuff. For hearing, you have they have like a vibration mode where everything, like the controller has like some kind of vibration setting so that no matter, every action has a
What did
vibration.
you What did you find out about the one feature they were putting in, and you was like, you wonder what the automated, the audible, whatever it was called, the
Audible cues.
yeah.
Oh, um, they didn't do anything with that, or it was cut or something. One thing that's different from the technical alpha versus the full release is that the settings aren't labeled. Like you go to, how you go to settings and there's like general graphics. Well, now it's just button, 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 which
Oh,
is
wonderful.
not the greatest. But I mean, you go in, if you go into the settings themselves, they're labeled. But it's annoying
So
having
the
to.
buttons are not labeled, and that's one of the easiest things to do is label a button.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah, I mean,
Listen, they had this problem in 2020. I expected it in 2024. As far
Yeah.
as like button labeling, we had this problem in the first one. We're
Mhm.
going to have
But-
it in this one. And if 2025 comes out, we're going to have it in now. No, it ain't going to be a 2025, but I'm just being sarcastic. But
I mean, so you get done with you preset your accessibility settings. You hit start. It instantly loads up the main menu. And one cool thing you'll notice is that there is no analog cursor anymore for the menus. There's no, like, you don't have to mess around trying to figure out which menu option you want. Like, no, you hit the left or right arrow, down arrow, it goes to all the options without you having to. Remember how you'd have to, with the controller, you'd have to mess around trying to just find items in 2020 sometimes.
yeah,
All that stuff's gone. So you go to something like Free Flight. Free Flight works a little differently. At first, they have like basically a giant globe spinning, and you can zoom in and like choose where you want to go, or you can press G, and you have all the options that we were accustomed to in 2020: aircraft selection, departure, arrival.
let me ask you, have you heard anything about if anybody has used the PMDG, if that is operational?
No, I don't think it is. I mean, like, we're waiting for we're waiting for a big update for that. I think
So it's not even available.
it's not even, well, it's not even
2024
available.
yet.
I mean, we can I might try it later. I will maybe try and put the 2020 PMDG in the community folder and see what happens. I'll be interested to
Oh,
see that.
I
Like,
I think you're going to have problems.
yeah,
Oh,
possibly.
I bet you will too.
I think that the SDK is just going to give you
Oh, it's gonna give him fits.
it's going to give you fits. I think.
I mean, there's a lot of I mean, the fly-by-wire 2020 works, but I mean, so I don't know. It's hard to say.
What, did you try it?
No, but other people, other streamers have and stuff.
I
But
wonder if I wonder if it would. I wonder if it would work. Like, hold on, I'm making an adjustment. Now I'm in a freaking pop can. Hold on, there we go. I wonder if it would even. I mean, if the live wire works,
I mean,
then
if fly-by-wire works, great. I wonder. I mean, because I don't think I haven't seen anybody try First Officer yet. That's the real question. That
well,
may
I
blow
mean,
up in our face.
but right now, from my understanding, I've been looking online, and you really can't fly yet because AI is gone, right?
Yeah. Well, AI isn't gone per se. It's apparently people say that it's on the Xbox version of it on 2024 because when you go into cursor mode, the AI takes over. Um,
Did you try putting it on cursor mode with PC setting to see if AI would take over?
I don't know how to turn cursor mode on with this new layout that they have for 2024. They have a whole new keyboard layout, and a
Interesting.
stick layout.
Well, I guess you better figure it out, Josh.
But the stuff for AI is there. Like the assistant panel is there. The key command to enable it
I think
is
they
there.
just got it, guys. I think that what's going on here, I think they've got it just temporarily out of the way because I feel like they're focusing on the cloud stuff.
Well, that
Yeah.
and I mean there was some serious bugs with AI too that were really annoying. That
That's what I
would
think about it.
there was some serious bugs with AI too that were annoying. That
Mhm.
like I'd hope that they would fix if they were going to bring it back. Like
Another
wrong
question,
cruise
and
altitudes.
I'm reading some of this stuff because these are questions that people have asked when I was going to do a stream like a week ago. One of the other questions was where'd it go? Well, go ahead. Go ahead. What was the last thing you brought up? Refresh my memory because I was going to ask you something.
The fact that the AI Copilot
Oh,
is
the AI.
kind of is
Yeah.
like there, but it's
Oh.
the key for it is there. The
Here it
assistant panel's
is.
there, but you can't open it up and do anything.
Is the same company programming 2024 that programs 2020?
Yeah. It's several.
Yeah.
The same company. Yeah.
Okay. So
I wonder if they're going to fix that bug with the AI where 2020 had where it would go above your assigned altitude and ATC would just constantly gripe about how you
Actually,
were
it would
above.
it would stay 1,000 feet
it would
below
stay
your assigned
below it, not
altitude.
above.
Yeah, or below. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one bug that if it comes back, I wish they would fix.
I hope that is something they fixed because that really ticked me off if they fixed it and all of a sudden instead of now being below it goes above.
Yeah.
You know what? We can blame Brandon
I-
for that because he had to say something.
I also wish that
You
they
can't blame
would,
me for that.
if you turn off
I mean, we can.
if you turn off the radio communication setting, the
Yeah.
AI in 2020 won't honor it. I hope that if they bring it back in 2024, that they do, so that we can use stuff like say intentions while the AI is on. So that say intention, you can use say intentions and manually control the radios and talk while the AI is still on.
I would be curious to see how well the ATC is now in 2024 compared to.
It's not the great. It's not like more. It's not really all that great functionality wise. Like they didn't really change all that much from 2020 to 2024. They just
Mhm.
changed the voices around a bit, which is better, higher quality. I think less. I don't know. They don't speak as well as naturally as they did in 2020.
You want to talk
Using the
about
AI voices.
a horrible voice is when Microsoft, and it'd probably be the same with 2024, is when it does that whole offline thing, and Microsoft goes offline, and it goes to the
Oh,
offline.
that's not even
quality
available in
voice. That-
2024.
what offline?
Offline, you can't go offline in 2024.
Well, no, because it's all based on the cloud.
It's in the
right?
cloud,
So
yeah.
if you
Yeah.
can't
Yeah.
connect to the cloud, you're not flying.
Yeah.
And that was the other thing that somebody had brought this up. They had said, and it's funny because I've heard this. 1, 2, hold on, because I wrote these down. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 8 different people had issues where this first person, Rick, he said, I bought 2024. I spent almost 34 minutes messing around with Flight Simulator, and for the first 25 to 28 minutes was me just trying to get connected. Another
Good
one
grief.
said, I
Oh
spent
yeah, no,
45
launch day was
minutes
crazy.
on Flight Simulator 2024, messing with it, trying to get things set up. 42 out of the 45 minutes I waited to get connected. Another one spent, get this.
Wow.
Some people waited hours.
Yeah, that's where I'm going. Get this. I'm going to the bigger numbers. So the third person spent almost 2.5 hours with 2 hours and 28 minutes waiting to get connected. Number
Holy
4,
moly!
4 hours and 11 minutes. Number 5 was 4 hours and 18 minutes. 6
Yeah.
was 4 hours and 17 minutes. And then the last 2 was my longest ones. The last person here named I can't even pronounce the name. I think it's from European name or something. Anyways, almost 7 hours. And they said
Good lord!
almost 7 hours and 5.5 hours was waiting to get connected. Listen.
Holy crap! Was this all
Yeah.
on launch day?
Yeah,
it
it
was
was all on
exactly
launch
what
day, and,
happened
like-
that me and Josh said. We said on launch day it's going to be overclogged.
Well,
yeah.
first off, I mean, they came out with the numbers like a day after. They pretty much Microsoft had estimated they did tests with the technical offline stuff that they estimated that there were only gonna be 200,000 people on launch day, and there ended up being 2 million. So they didn't account for those. They didn't even account for 1 million
That's because
people
they
on
didn't.
there.
No,
they,
they
they
didn't.
didn't even. They
They didn't even come close.
whatever they were going by for their data, they were way off.
Yeah.
Way off. And again, even if I could have, I wasn't going to buy it. Not yet. I'm going to wait probably 2 to 3 months.
Yeah,
before
I
buy it.
wouldn't have paid for that. Like,
And I know there was somebody on the BVI pilots that I think requested their money back, I believe.
yeah, they did.
I don't know. If I did pay for it, I probably wouldn't ask for my money back. I would just...
You can probably just wait for the PMDG or whatever. I mean, like,
Yeah,
we're
just
going to be
keep it.
flying
I
it
mean,
eventually.
Yeah. Yeah. So... I don't know.
I mean, it's all
what
good now.
happened
Like,
was
people are
expected
fucking, Yeah.
from me, from my own point of view. What went on was stuff that I had expected. Me and Brandon even said
Yeah.
these things that were going to occur. I mean, it's not like it took a rocket scientist to figure it out. We all probably.
I mean, I knew that was going to
expected the same
happen. Even
thing.
like
Even
when I
Josh
started hearing about
Josh
people
bought
waiting.
No,
Josh
I
bought it,
get Game Pass.
but
Oh, did
well,
you go through Game Pass?
Yeah.
still, you got through Game Pass, but you had to have expected the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, I got in before, essentially, I got in like right as the server launched, so I didn't. But then, like later on, I got placed in that queue. There was a login queue
So you
that
can't.
Microsoft had to.
So right now, 2024 is useless to fly in. That's
Right,
that's the
right now,
question.
yeah,
That's
we
what I'm
default
getting.
planes because we don't have AI. Um, I, I mean, maybe if I set because like I've been having trouble lately taking off just because I think the turbulence is too even for like on a realism setting, it's
I
too much. I've been having
I
trouble
just
taking off.
wonder if you could take off in like a Cessna and try to just. You could probably get up in the air with using TFM maybe. I
Well, that's the problem. FSUIPC is not out for 2024 yet. Um,
Oh, so you can't even see what's going on, buddy.
So what was the longest you had to wait when you were logging in later, Josh, in that queue?
and the queue. No, I didn't even wait for the queue because that's when people were waiting for hours. I just because by that point I knew it was the AI doesn't work. It's like well, it's if I get in, I'm not waiting because for to not do anything.
Yeah.
So I just waited until the next day and was able like they
I knew
fixed the
that was going to
long.
happen though at launch. I was like, man,
Yeah,
they're going
yeah,
to overload the
It's
servers and
I mean it's anything though, right? Any program
yeah,
yeah.
that just comes out, everybody's going to be about getting it, trying it out, getting
Yep.
connected. And when you got something that is cloud based, look, the clouded just because it says cloud, that doesn't mean it's unlimited amount of space. It's going
yeah.
to jam up at some point. It's like getting on the
Exactly.
interstate and an accident happened. What happens?
All cloud
I
is
mean,
internet slang for server. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
All the cloud mean. Well, that's what cloud means. It's just
I mean,
server.
I
That's
don't
all it
feel
is.
so bad because I didn't even buy it, so I'm good.
Yeah.
I didn't even do the Game Pass.
Yeah, you would have felt
Well,
like you wasted your money had you done that, Johnny. Then you
I
would have been like, why did I waste
well, I
my
mean,
money?
the thing is, I
I'd
already
have been
had Game
pissed.
Pass already. Like for Forza and stuff like that. I already had it.
Yeah,
So I'm like, I'll just install it. Let's see what it's like.
yeah. Speaking of Game Pass, have you guys ever heard of an app called FanDuel?
FanDuel.
Yeah,
Vandal?
not
No.
Vandal, FanDuel.
FanDuel?
Yeah, it's a sports betting.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah, yeah,
I tell
yes.
you
I
what,
have heard of
it is
FanDuel.
100% legit. My son, he cashed out $650 today from
Wow.
$50 of FanDuel credit.
Wow, nice.
That's amazing.
You can, if you know the sport, like let's say
I mean, there's a
football.
lot of. I mean, what is it? Sports book. There's a
You can
number of
understand
those.
there's thousands of people that use FanDuel, so all the money that's getting betted in, way less is getting paid out, but people are cashing out all the time, all the
Mm-hmm.
time. Um, my son's on a thing right now. He's got 4 more games, and if them 4 work out the way that he wants,
What is he doing? Football?
yeah, he's gonna win $3,000 off of 50.
Nice.
And it's legit, people. This is not no hoax or guru fake bullshit.
Yeah, yeah. I know I know all
know.
the stuff legit. I mean, sports. There's a number of those like
Oh,
sports
there's a
betting
ton of
things.
those.
Yeah, but
things.
I think FanDuel is probably the best one because it does, like, it's got multiple things that you can do.
Yeah.
I've got an account. I mean, I've not used it very much. My nephew set mine up, and I've not. It seems to be accessible, but I'm not betting in it all the way when they're like if you're on like a bracket screen or something. I don't know how good it is, but
I mean, I bet the Super Bowl is going to be wild with that thing.
Oh, it's going to be crazy.
then I might throw a few dollars in for Super Bowl.
Question is, who's going to be in the Super Bowl this next year?
Well, we'll find out in December, or January.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say
I
December.
know who won't
You mean
be.
January, don't you? Did you say
Yeah, the playoff
Well,
games are
playoffs.
in January.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. That's what. Yeah, but I thought Josh said December.
He
December
did.
or January. Yeah.
He
that's what I
said December or January.
Yeah, but yeah, you can win some really good. Like my nephew's friend, he won thousands of dollars on there because he did this one thing where It was the very beginning, and if you got the first 7 teams right on winning, and players who get the first touchdowns and whatever, I forget what it's called, you won like a buttload of money, and I forget.
You would not,
Wow.
not if you want to be serious about this, you got to look at the stats, like look at the NFC,
Yeah.
like
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
divisions and
But there is a Discord server that you can sign up to. It's $25 a month, but you can go on there and look at the guesstimates, estimations, stuff like that. They all share it with each other, and I mean, I don't know that I would use it. I mean, if I paid $25 and I won 500 off of going off of what they said, then yeah, I'd probably pay it every month. I mean, just saying.
But it's probably they're probably not always right. It's a gamble.
It's
a gamble.
Listen, you can be the best one on there, and it's still a gamble.
You could still be wrong.
You don't
Yeah.
know. You're
Because you bet like $50. I guess you only lose 50, right? But I guess
well,
I
it
guess
depends. I mean, you
yeah.
could bet 50 and maybe only lose 20. It just depends on how the
game goes.
how
Yeah.
the game goes and how it rolls out on the bet. But,
Yeah.
you could have a bad day, and the players that you bet on did not do good just because. Oh, that's right. They're human. They make mistakes just like everybody else. Hoorah! So, anyway, we got way off topic on there. I just wanted to ask you guys if you ever heard of the app, because I'm hearing about people making money on that thing all the time, and
Well, I know one team that won't be in the Super Bowl this year.
Dallas, yeah.
Dallas.
Texas, absolutely.
Dallas.
No, they're
Now
not.
Texas may have a chance. Maybe.
Dallas is definitely not going to be there.
Dallas has not been in a Super Bowl for 30 plus years. And
They're gonna
honestly,
go-
I think it's because of their owner.
They're going to go another 30 years. They're
No,
not-
because of their owner. Their owner's an idiot. He doesn't know what he's doing.
as far as we know, I mean, who knows? Time will tell. Time will tell. So, no flights for 2024, folks.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, eventually when PMDG comes over, like I said, I might try the 2020 PMDG just because I don't know, it might work.
I would
I'd
be interested in your results on that, Josh.
But like, yeah, like for the default plan, like I was at least hoping to mess around with the AI and stuff and just do what I did in 2020. But
yeah.
Now, one thing that is really annoying about 2024, and
It doesn't work.
I think like SimBrief, will take care of this, but like the the EFB is not narrated, which is the electronic flight bag, and in order to set your flight type, you have to, VFR, IFR, you have to go in there. So that's another strike against us that we can't set that.
Do you see that ever becoming accessible to us or no?
I don't know. I mean, they never narrated the logbook in 2020. I don't think this will be, this might not be accessible. The whole life of the sim might not be accessible either. But I'm hoping that I kind of emphasize the fact that we need this to be accessible because it has stuff in there that we need to set. We need to be able to do.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm glad that 2024's came out. I've watched some pretty phenomenal videos. The one thing that I find very, very, very cool is they improved the ground texture. So if the ground is really bumpy on runway 12 at Indianapolis, it's going to be really bumpy in the sim.
Yeah.
And it's not just if it's bumpy, it's the same type of bumpy on every other runway. Like if that runway's got some damage or like potholes or whatever,
Well,
you're
I mean
gonna
that's the thing. When people bush fly now, and you want to land on, like, you can't just land on rocks anymore. Like you have to like really pay attention to where you're actually landing if you're not landing in an airport now. Or like when you land in water, you have to make sure you land correctly. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to take off again from like high waves.
right.
So yeah,
No next block quote.
Yeah,
Wow.
I'm excited to
one thing about the audio is that they have a setting now where that it's on by default where it normalizes all the audio in the sim, so everything is the same volume, which is really nice. It normalizes and punches up the audio.
Oh, that's good.
yeah I it's gonna be exciting to see everything that go just like it was with 2020, watching
Yeah.
2020 grow. Now we get to watch 2024 grow,
Yep.
and I'll be honest, I don't think it's gonna be a long time that AI is taking off.
Yeah,
think
I
it's
hope not, because there are
I think it's
people.
temporary. Has anybody seen anything about it from any of the programmers? At
No, but I mean, I know of a whole community that relies on it. That they have like severe physical, severe physical and mental disabilities. A lot of people are physical where they literally can't operate yoke or do any of that. Like they're complete
Mm-hmm.
cerebral palsy, all this. They have a virtual airline that uh, they can't fly on anymore because in 2024 at least. So they're just using 2020 in the meantime, with just because it's got the AI.
yeah, I know on 2020 they've almost got it fixed where um, you can actually see the sim brief button on 2020. You can when you do your airports, it's at the bottom. If you do your departure airport, then your arrival, and then your right arrow all the way to the right where you can't arrow no more, and keep arrowing down, it's going to take you through the runways, and then you're going to hear it say sim brief, and you down arrow again, and it'll say fly. So the sim brief button can be seen, but the problem is after you
You
click
can't
the
click it.
button, well, you can click it, but it's the login for authorization where
Oh,
it
you
stumps
can't
you.
read it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But let's see. I should be my else had said anything on my other one. Um, I don't know. I can't wait till they do fix it. Either get PMDG in there, but then it's like a double whammy on me because I got to get the new PMDG for 2020 unless
2024. Yeah, because they're gonna charge a little bit for that. Not as
Mm-hmm.
much as
unless
the.
unless they do an update with the 2020 version that makes it work on 2024.
No, they already
Who
said they're not
knows?
They're
doing
probably
that.
going to do a new version that you'll have to get.
Yeah.
But
Well,
apparently, it's going to be heavily discounted if you have the 2020 version. So
well, I do. So they
yeah,
better heavily discount her. I'm gonna heavily smack them with a sledgehammer. Uh, no, but I do. So
yeah.
I don't have the 777 for 2020. So that's the next topic that I wanted to get into here.
Well, not only apparently PMDG said that after the 747 Freighter edition for 2020, apparently they're done with 2020. So after, like, they're gonna
I
just
mean, that's okay with
completely do
me
their product. Yeah.
because it still gives us the ability to do Brandon's favorite oceanics.
Yeah.
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 Um, I like the 777. The 74 is really amazing too, and I'm sure
First officer does have some issues with the 777 though, as far as
Yeah, so that's where we're going now. So I want to go to 2020 here. Let's talk about 777, but let's start in the beginning. Let's first start with the basics. Does it work with 2020? Now, I'm not talking about first officer yet. I'm saying,
the 777. Yeah, it does.
and does it work with TFM? I know you got to do a little bit more programming, but
Yeah,
it does work.
the FMC reads, but you can't do anything with panels and stuff. So it's just the FMC, and then you have to use first officer for the vast majority of it. And TFM will get things wrong, like it'll get your flap values wrong and stuff like that. So you just have to know what your flaps actually are by reading the CDU, the FMC, versus listening to TFM.
Well, and it's probably not too complicated to be able to tell where your flaps are at when you start with them being all the way up.
Yeah.
You know, so
Mm-hmm.
tell us the issues and the get arounds.
Well, yeah, I haven't figured the get arounds yet. Well, not all of them. First officer, for whatever reason, and Matt thinks that this is a problem with because we spawn to the runway. Um, Whenever we spawn to the runway and take off, first officer, when you have auto flows on, does the descent flow on climb out. He'll go at like 8,000 feet.
Oh,
He'll do the descent
no.
flow, and it's annoying because he won't do things after descent flow. He won't do things like turn off the center fuel pumps and set your altimeter and stuff like that. So there's a serious problem with
Well, how would
with
jumping
that.
to the runway have to do with the descent flow?
I'm wondering
I
that
think
too.
because apparently in the 7.3 he uses the FMC to check the location. Apparently in the 777 he can't use the same method that he used to check, because whenever we spawn to the runway, apparently it messes with the LVARs. So that's why people have problems. You know how when you spawn on a runway, when you load up on a plane on a runway, and then
Well,
you
we're having
you
problems now with it. So,
yeah, but what I'm saying is, I'm trying to make a point of, like, how on the 737 you'll load up on a runway, and then
mm-hmm,
you'll jump to a gate with TFM, and how first officer won't work.
mm-hmm.
Where I think it's the same kind of issue, um, where like jumping to a runway messes up the LVARs in the plane, and I don't really know what it does, and that's what we're trying to figure out. Um, like, but
So how are people
I,
flying with it then?
I guess what they're doing is, and I guess we have to do this for the descent flow. In the user configuration, you set the descent to -1 so that it won't do the descent flow automatically, but it'll do everything else. So that it won't trigger. It'll say like approaching a top of descent at 8,000 feet or whatever, when obviously you're not, because I think again it messes with the LVARs and thinks and thinks
So
that
instead
you're.
of setting it to 0, you set it to -1. Is that like
You said
another?
it's
Is that like another
yeah.
number that tells it, "Hey, don't do nothing with this"?
Yeah, it
Probably.
basically, with auto flows on, it basically says, "Hey, we'll do everything else, but just don't do the descent flow at the specified time." So this way, you have to do it manually at the appropriate time.
Mm-hmm. I know it's a little tricky too. Setting. Speaking of first officer, I tried to set. Matter of fact, I did it with Brandon, and that's why I restarted first officer the first time. Brandon,
Yeah.
remember I tried to fix the hotkeys
Yep.
Uh,
for the mic, and it still didn't get the hotkeys working right. And I don't know why, because I saw that after I hit the button, it showed it in the list box. I even tried to unchecking that box, thinking that would do it, but
Didn't work.
no. So I don't know what's going on. No big deal, because I can just hit the mic button. No big deal.
Yeah, that's
But
usually what I do. Like, I don't mess with that because I know that it's hit or miss with
Computer.
setting that
it
up.
is, yeah.
Computer. What time is it?
So you can do a flight with the 777 though.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you just have to set first officer to not do the descent flow
You just basically
automatically.
have to track and, do what you used to do in Tramp, at the appropriate time, do the descent.
Well, no, I mean in TFM you could see with it's actually
Well, no, it'll still do the descent on its own, Brandon. You just can't do the descent flow, right?
Right.
Yeah, automatically. Yeah, because first officer doesn't know it does it at the wrong time.
So, how about sounds? How are the sounds on the 777 for 2020?
Sounds are pretty good. Like I don't I think the default sounds are better in the triple than they are the 737s. Like I actually switched mine recently to the 737 to the FT Sim KAkai sound pack because it's just better. But yeah, the default the default 777 sounds are better.
I'll tell you the best sounds is
Boris sounds, yeah.
the 7.4.
Oh yeah. I'll be interested
That
to see
airplane
what their
sounds
sounds.
freaking amazing. So I can't even. Can you imagine how good it's going to sound on 2020? It's going to be.
Oh man,
it's going to be
gonna great.
amazing. Yeah.
Oh, I know.
With that said, I bet Brandon's getting the shakes right now, wanting to sim so bad, like he's. We're going to have to get him an antidepressant and put
Do you
him
know
in the
how long
corner.
I've been waiting to
Just
sim?
Yeah, you've been
Dude,
waiting over 4 years.
You've only been waiting for like a couple months, so don't
Couple
even
months?
start, Brandon.
Yeah,
Probably
Don't
about
even.
3 to 4 years, sir.
Did you
I've
say
been
you
waiting
want-
very.
Did you just say you want to add 3 or 4 more years?
No.
I'm just kidding. Oh man. No, I know what it's like going without simming, and it's frustrating.
It is.
Guys, I see this guy playing that damn Night Manager so much. Like every time I call him,
I have nothing else to do.
every
That's
time
why.
every time I call him, I hear Night Manager in the background, or I hear that wolf sound where it's doing the adventure in the desert. It's
Oh, at night yeah.
I'll be interested if they had a desert, but now it's a dark forest.
Yeah, I wish they had a desert. That'd be awesome.
desert, forest, whatever. But I get it. It's the only thing you got to do, really.
For right
You know-
now, yes.
Speaking of games, though, I'll be honest about it. I'd like to see some more development with Alexa.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you won't because they've laid off
Yeah,
half of their team.
they laid off a bunch of people. I mean, I don't.
What do you mean?
I'm surprised Night Manager's
Nobody's
still
allowed to publish games to the.
going. I mean,
Alexa?
yeah, I mean, you can, I think, but Amazon used to make their own games.
Yeah, they used to make really good games, and they laid off their staff.
Well, I'm just talking about just private developers
Well,
too.
even it doesn't matter because even if a bunch of developers uploaded it tomorrow, you wouldn't know because they don't. Nobody advertises anything.
No.
Well, that's just bad that's bad on the that developers part. If they're going to upload something,
just like Amazon kept going on and on and on about how they were rolling out this new chat feature with
AI chat, yeah.
AI chat, and it never came to fruition. So
well,
They need to just build AI into the whole architecture.
I agree.
I am waiting when we see the flight simulator being compatible to Alexa. Because let me
Yeah,
tell you something,
I think that'd be
That
cool.
would be interesting.
it is doable.
It is, yeah. I mean, you can
It
hook.
very well is doable. It would have to be server based. That's it.
Yeah.
2024 might be a perfect, somebody
Perfect
could do
candidate.
something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But it'd just be nice to see some more stuff. That one game I really like, but
Starfinder, yeah.
yeah, Starfinder with the droid and stuff, like
Mm-hmm.
where the
I
one
like what
droid
is it?
fell in love with the other one.
I like the Apex. What is it? It's the one where you send robots out and do stuff. I forgot what that. Something about something Apex. What was that game, Brandon?
I can't remember
Oh
which one you're
God, I can't
referring
remember
to.
the name of
What
it.
do you do
I
on
know-
it? I don't remember which one you're.
It was, it's like you're kind of, you as a human are trapped in the
You're
in the
trapped in
ship.
in an abandoned
Oh.
ship in space.
And you had to figure out how to get. Didn't you wake up? Didn't it start out where you woke up? You were locked in like.
Yeah, you were in a
Cryogenic
pod,
chamber.
and you had
Yeah.
to get out of the chamber.
And well,
that game
yeah, like
still is there, but I
you
wish
have
they would
to
add to it.
you have to use robots to basically do your bidding while you figure out a way to get out. Or they help you figure out a way to get out.
Yeah.
Which I kind of wish they would have added on to that game because it was so much fun,
Mhm.
actually.
Restream chat.
I'm gonna try something here while you.
Folder view list. Google Chrome 3 of 37. GMA and Commander 14 of 37. Restream chat row 1 column 1 1 of 3. Restream chat row 1 column 1. Restream chat
Yeah, I
documents.
don't
Toggle
remember
message.
the
Edit.
name of it, Josh.
Folder view list. GMA
You're
and
right,
GMA
it
and
was
Gold
something
Wave 29. GMA home.
Apex.
Google Chrome 3 of 37. News app Google Chrome. Toolbar.
Oh,
Present
the
search.
vortex. That's what it
The
was.
Vortex.
Field item balance of data selected. C-O-M.
Yeah.
Mail. Graphic Google Alert Alert. Blank.
Yes.
Clickable. System menu.
I
Close.
love that
Task manager.
game.
Inbox.
That was actually one of my favorites
System menu.
to
Close. Task
play.
menu with
But I
bookmark.
mean,
News app.
I
Maximize
think that
Inbox.
company,
Unread.
Earplay,
Unread.
a
Unread.
bunch
File
of
over
these
to-
gaming company, they're like, yo, we can't do
Table
games
table
anymore. We're just gonna outsource
Search
the
table
Oh,
search.
Earplay
Clickable.
really
Clickable.
made me
Item
so
button.
mad
Left
when they
button.
did
Google
that.
account. Navigation landmark.
Well,
Inbox.
yeah,
45.
but
Compose button.
the guys who made
Compose
the
new message dialog.
vortex
New
did the
message
same
table.
thing
New message.
too. Like,
EDI file system.
they're-
Mail.com. EDI file list. Compose. Grab saving. Subject edit. Subject blank.
you remember the
Table row
guys
one
who
column one.
made
Table
like
row
the
one column.
cursed painting
3,500,000.
and
3,500,000.
Wonderword, the
3,500,000.
cursed painting in the other game?
Restream chat row 1
They
column 30.2.3 vote. Copy Google Chrome column 444.
businesses too.
Copy
They're
document.
not
Button.
doing.
Button share screen. Button. One talkie keys with
That
with other
Fabella
graphic. Clickable.
creator
Button
Dark
copy
made-
link.
Citadel.
Yeah, well, yeah, it was made by them. Yeah.
Button
Well,
mark. Button
no,
copy
Dark
link.
Citadel is still being
Inbox 45,003. Inbox
updated.
45,003.
Like I can't
HTTPS.
because he's an
HTTPS
indie
//
developer.
blank. Free. Blank. Send.
How
CDR
long is
limiter.
he going to be able to
Cancel.
last,
Send.
though?
Cancel.
That's
Message
my
send. New message.
question.
I
Clickable
don't
side panel.
know.
Toggle button. Not press side panel. Message sent. New message.
I haven't logged into that in a while. I need to log back in there again.
What's that?
I'm
Message
I'm
sent. New
annoyed
message.
that like Amazon doesn't make it easy to cancel your subscriptions for Echo stuff.
What do you have subscriptions to?
Like Dark Citadel and stuff. I want to cancel that stuff because I don't want to really play anymore. I like the Dark Citadel premium thing. Like
Yeah. I'm kind of glad I did subscribe to all that because I kind of anticipated that.
well, I'm gonna ask the dev if he can figure out a way to.
You actually got to select your microphone on the iPhone when you come into the chat. On top.
Yeah. I think so.
Oh, you just gotta allow it. You don't gotta. Okay. Okay. Let's see if this works.
Why would you want to join? You don't want to join two instances.
Well, yeah, I actually do.
Okay.
And it does work.
Can y'all hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Perfect. I did that for that reason, so I could walk for a second with you guys.
He didn't want to be chained to a PC.
Yeah, because I needed to get up to go do something. So I'm like, hey, I'll just.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool because I can do that for like anytime I want to do a live stream. I can literally, Brandon, we can start it up there, and then if I want to show something, I can just bam, connect with
There
my
you
phone.
go.
and Zoom. It's kind of a beat. It kind of beats the whole thing where YouTube don't let you go with your mobile phone live. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Kind of a get around, but hey,
Hey, it works.
it does. Yeah, I don't know where today went, but it just came
Oh
and
yeah, I
Yeah,
went
think
so
the
fast.
I think the stream should be called just chatting because we went way off.
yeah, we just went way all over the
Well,
place.
I mean, we stayed on gaming though. It's not like we
Yeah,
completely dropped out from, but simming going on
I
to
am
the
sad though
Alexa.
that we aren't seeing more development in the Echo community as far as gaming goes. It's
I mean
actually
even
kind of
even even
ridiculous.
the official game Discord server for the Amazon Echo is like dead. Like nobody we have very any few people talk on it.
Dude, and all the emails you get from them now when you get keep up with Alexa, like it's all just filler crap. Like I
Yeah,
remember when I
there is
there's nothing
nothing new.
innovating anymore.
Well, there's nothing new. Like I remember if I said hi as a test once, and they had this I guess a sound scheme for the new Wicked movie. Um,
Wow.
Billy Conference. See what his last name is. Billy. Something wanted to know. Hold on. I don't want to mess up that name. Hold on.
Oh, what does Billy want to know?
Hold on. I'll tell you. Hold that thought. 1 second. He said, now this isn't, I'm going to try to take this as a question that's not him trying to be criticizing it. It might kind of sound that way, but he wants to know what, he's like, he was asking what's the purpose of people streaming flight simming if they don't share their screen to show the airplane? Because I've done that before. Because first of all, Eurofly, there is no screen.
There's no screen in Eurofly to share.
there's yeah.
Um,
Some
so
of us
he
won't
was
have monitors.
wanting to know why. Well, just because you don't get into that doesn't mean other listeners doesn't like it. And believe it or not, and Brandon is a witness of this, I've had viewers just come and listen to me on Eurofly.
Yep.
Because it's not just the flying; they like listening. It's there's a lot of people that listen
You
to
can
my
just fly
stream.
and chat. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Well,
what I like. There was one time I was actually, and Josh remembers
a
this.
lot of people will come and listen at night just for the sound while they're
Yeah,
laying there.
remember when I did that long flight from Miami to London, Josh, on VatSim, that whole 8 hour flight, and I was up all night chatting with people?
Yeah, I mean that. I mean, there's a couple of people that want like because recently for videos I've just basically done the climb. I would pause at cruise and then I would just come back at descent because I'm like, well, it's a video. You know what I mean? Like for the live stream, I'll like people can listen and we can chat, whatever. Um, but like people don't like the shortened videos because it's like, oh yeah, I used to just sleep on demand of this and stuff like that. But it's you know, I
You know,
figured a
you,
way to get people to tune into the live streams is if I only have the cruise and stuff in the live stream.
I was gonna say, like, you should do an oceanic flight and do your infamous I rolled out of bed at 4 in the morning right before you landed again.
Yeah.
Oh, that was
I, I,
great.
I have to do that for a Walker Air flight. I just haven't figured out, when I want to do it. It's going to be a 6 hour one. So yeah, I'll probably,
Hey,
I don't know if I
Brandon,
want to do it at night or
Yeah.
whatever.
What?
Josh,
What?
where'd Josh go?
What's
He's
up?
here.
Hold on, let's see something. That was weird. Okay, hold on. Now
Oh
say
boy.
something, Josh.
Hi.
Can you hear
What are you
him, Brandon?
doing? Yes, we
Yeah.
can hear you.
No, not. Can you
I
hear
can.
him?
Yes, I can hear him.
So there's a way you can, if I go, like, if you go to the names, you'll see where it says like the person's name, and then it'll say speaker.
Oh, so you can
And
mute individual users, is what you're saying?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, that's cool.
no, that's not what I'm saying. Like on Brandon, when I hit speaker, it puts him to the speaker only. It doesn't mute you
Ah,
necessarily. It just makes it where I can literally pick who I want to hear without muting other people. So
Oh,
let's say we had
interesting.
five. Let's say we had 5 people here, and I wanted to hear what Brandon was saying. I could just hit his name with the speaker, and I would hear only him, and
I
it doesn't
wondered what that
penalize.
did.
It doesn't penalize you.
that's
Wow.
cool.
I wondered what that did. I saw that.
And the other one's camera. Like I can.
You can probably choose which camera you want to show and stuff. That's pretty cool.
So for those on who are listening on the stream who don't know this story, what I just said. So this was back in the days when Josh and I were doing It's Your Plane flights, and he did. Where were you going that time? You were going to what, England or something?
London, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he was going to London. So he was flying. He took off at like 10 at night. So he was streaming. He gets up to cruise, and he's like, "Okay, guys, I'm gonna go to bed." So he goes to sleep, and then like a few hours later, he gets up, comes over to his machine. He's like, "Oh, hey guys, what's up? I just rolled out of bed. I'm just getting ready to land." Like it was so funny.
Well,
It's
yeah. I
like,
mean, I had to wait. I
like,
mean, I wasn't gonna leave it sitting there for hours.
I mean, I've done oceanics many a times when I went to bed when it's like a 10-hour flight.
yeah.
But yeah, but you didn't stream them though.
Yes, I did.
Oh, you did. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
he
did.
streamed
Do you
a few.
remember the? Do you guys? I don't know if Josh remember. Brandon, I bet you will. Remember the time I went to bed, okay, and somehow or another I had slept over, but when I got up, the airplane had landed on its own,
I do
Yeah,
remember that.
and I had got
it's hard
that
to believe.
really, like my landing rate was like minus 28 or something. It's like,
Yes,
do
I do
y'all remember
remember
that?
that.
And you know, I
I kind of wonder
still
if the AI was on or something. That's just weird.
not back then because the
No,
AI
this was
wasn't.
before AI.
Oh yeah, this was the P3D. Yeah. Huh?
That was when we was on P3D, wasn't it?
I remember that
Yeah.
because you were like, "How did I get this landing?" I remember you were stunned, like you couldn't figure out how you did it.
Unless you just like did it in your sleep or something. Like.
Well, I was sitting there and I'm trying to figure out like. Oh, you guys there,
Yeah.
Yep.
Josh?
Yeah. I mean, no, I think it was.
Hold on, Josh. I hit your button or something. Hold on.
No, it was me. With the I was brushing
Hold
my
on.
mic.
I hit the button on accident. Let me see.
Oh no!
Say something, Josh.
Yeah. Are we good
Okay.
now?
I hit Brandon. You there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. I had to. Sorry, I was changing the filter on this. On our toilet, there's these filter things you can put in the back of them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about or not, but it keeps the water clean, basically.
I've heard of those.
Anyway, I was trying to figure out, like, I remember coming back, and I'm like, why is my plane not making, like, no wind sound or nothing? I'm like, what the hell's going on? And I look, and I'm on the freaking ground, and I'm like, oh, mother fudge. Because it was like, remember, a matter of fact, it was
remember
the
you-
flight to freaking Russia. Remember? 'Cause
Yes.
It was like a 14-hour flight,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Wonder if this is on the channel. I'd love to rewatch it.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to do some digging and see, because
If you can find that, you should upload that to the BBI Pilots channel.
yeah,
No,
and
it's probably. I thought it would be on there.
it might be, but
it might be. It'd be way back.
but I
though.
know there was if you remember, there was some videos somehow came up missing because remember we tried to find the one where me, you, and Andy and Brandon, all of us was talking about TFM in the very beginning. And I still don't know where.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Has anybody ever found that video? Because I never could
No.
find it.
I've never found it. I haven't went and looked. Yeah, I remember that flight. You called me. You're like, how did I do this?
So here's
Yeah,
another
we-
question on simming. I don't want to leave this person out. Tina from Maryland
There you go,
wants to
Josh.
know if the GSX is still usable.
Yeah, it's usable. I mean, I know some people use it in 2020. First Officer has integration with it.
Now hold on,
Although,
she's talking about that pilot program, not the passenger program, the SX or
Oh.
whatever.
um,
She's talking about the one that I used in the beginning, Brandon.
Oh, she's talking about FSX Pilot.
Yeah,
Oh.
not G. Sorry, FSX.
Yeah, it's still around. It's
They're
called
still
AS.
programming on there. Apparently,
I
they're
mean,
still doing stuff with it.
it's very frequent. It's very infrequent, but it does get the rare update every once in a
I
while.
was told that you
Got
could
one
use it on
last year.
2020. Now I
You
don't know if
can
that's
you can use it on 2020. I've used it before.
Does it
To
still have its quirks like it did with P3D? I'm wondering.
I mean, it's better. Like the airplane, it's better tuned. But yeah, I mean, it has like it can't
you can
taxi
actually use it
crap.
though, and like just
You
pick
can
one of the
fly.
planes
Yeah,
and it'll fly it.
yeah. Yeah, I've flown the. I used it with the default 2020 Airbus.
Okay, now
I
so
used it.
means you're saying that the reason they're asking, they're wanting to know is there anything specific they got to do when they download it, or settings wise is what they're asking.
Turn. I forgot which settings we turned off. Like, 'cause it's the same settings that we used in 20 and in P3D. It's the same settings wise. I would turn off the. I forgot what we like. I forgot what settings we did. I'd have to like that re-download it again and try it.
So, okay? The other question was, when you get close to the airport, do you got to hit the button for it to land, or does it automatically?
You can. Well, it's just like how we used it in P3D. So you can either have it.
Well, this person probably don't know what you're talking about because
Oh yeah.
this is a new person, so they probably have no idea about P3D. I'm guessing.
Probably not.
Well,
I thought there was some buttons you would hit like to request landing or something.
yeah, you can either like manually activate auto land while you're like, approaching the airport, or you can have make a plan where it automatically does it.
And I'm trying to remember. You guys help me out here because this is going to be important for her. There's the hotkeys that would switch to them different windows. The one window
Yeah, it's
was
Alt A and Alt E.
Yeah,
and I think FSX is free. I don't think it costs.
it is free. Now I'm wondering in 2020.
I mean, I'd be interested to try it in 2024. Because there's
Do they support it?
FSX Pilot. I
I
think
don't see why they wouldn't.
FSX Pilot uses SimConnect. I think this is the SimConnect version of
I'm
it.
wondering, Josh, does it still have that quirk in 2020 where, like, when you're going to descend, like, I remember in P3D when I would use FSX Pilot, like, it would dive like a
Well,
dive bomber.
that's because like we didn't use it properly to descend. You're not supposed to have it automatically descend you at those high altitudes. You're supposed to say like descend with ATC, like ATC. You know how ATC descends you, step climbing,
Oh, yeah.
step descending.
You want to do
And
a
then-
descent early enough before you get there.
Yeah, you want to
Yeah,
descend
and the problem
manually.
was it would go way too late and, like, it
Oh,
would
okay.
dive out of the
He's saying
sky.
though,
Yeah,
you do it manually.
You descend
Yeah.
manually, and then when you get to like approach up, your approach point 5,000, 4,000, then you activate auto land, and then it won't dive and stuff like
I'll
that.
tell
That's
you
how you
what,
probably do it.
we are going to we're gonna put a page back up and start putting some stuff on a page. Because here's the thing: some of the stuff that we're doing now doesn't connect with the BVI, the visual, whatever BVI,
Hmm.
.net. So some of the stuff they're not going to find on that page unless Declan put it on there. But I think we're going to.
I mean, hey, if FSX Pilot works in 2024, that may be a way to get around these issues in 2024. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
But I'm wondering, does that come with a command list?
I don't remember if it does or not.
Yeah, there's a documentation file that comes with the text commands that you can enter to the console, and then I think it has a voice mode too, but it's not as comprehensive as the text
I
commands.
wonder, is FSX open source?
Yeah, it is
believe
actually.
it is, yes.
Yeah, it's on
Is
GitHub.
it?
Yeah, yep. Actually, I don't know if it's open source. I mean, he has it on GitHub. I don't know. I mean, the source is public. I don't know if we can. I don't
If
know if
it's,
he's allowing modifications to it though. He may just deny your pull requests. But
I was just curious. I didn't know if. That's interesting. I'm wondering if, you know what, maybe we might try it.
yeah, I'm
We
definitely
might
gonna try it in
soon. Not, I
2024.
mean, not tonight, obviously, but
Yeah.
maybe we can do that and we'll do a stream. Josh, do you have a way to share your audio?
I don't know with this thing. Well, with I could we could probably do it with Discord. I don't know about this thing. Uh, you can share my audio with Discord.
No, well, no, I mean, you don't have a set. You don't have your computer set to where you can.
Oh yeah, no freaking virtual audio cable and stuff like
You
that.
don't have
No,
OBS.
I have OBS. Yeah, but
That's what I'm
you can't.
saying. You can stream though and share your audio, can't you?
Yeah.
Okay. So, well, that don't solve us. I, I wonder if you could do the shared cockpit with FSX.
I don't. I doubt it. I bet
probably would
your
say
controls are
no.
probably conflict with stuff.
You got to remember though, your controls is looking at the airplane, not the program you're using to fly the airplane.
Yeah.
So if you was using FSX and I was using TFM, it's no different.
Hmm.
I mean, if you think about it, I don't see
Well, I
how
mean,
it
heck,
would.
TFM. I mean, you like when we were using FSX Pilot, TFM was like it was just following back then.
Well, yeah, but I'm
So
saying I don't see how FSX would conflict with your controls because your controls ain't looking at what we're using, on our end. It's not looking at what are they
yeah,
using to manipulate the controls, right?
hmm yeah.
So I bet we could do a shared cockpit. We'll have to try it, and if so, me, you, and Brandon will do a live stream, and me and you will connect in your controls. You need to download it,
Yeah, I'll download it. Yeah.
and we'll see if unless you don't want to fly FSX, and you can load in with TFM if you want. I'd like to try it with FSX just to.
Yeah, FSX. Well, I mean, TFM is still gonna be nice to to give like readings and stuff like that.
Yeah, you still need
So
TFM. Yeah.
yeah.
I was getting ready to say, why am I hearing myself? But I forgot. I'm on my phone too. So.
I mean, I think FSX Pilot is gonna be a nice like workaround, especially if it works in 2024.
Oh, yeah.
But it's still not as good as like an actual plain autopilot. It's still, see there we go again with that.
That was me.
No, I think that was his phone leaving. I think.
Yeah. It sounds like a spaceship. It's like, pew! It's like a laser. Like a little laser or something.
Inbox 45,000.
While we're talking about this,
Inbox 45,301. Just step 78 mail.com mail Google
at
Chrome.
least
Copy Google Chrome row 1 copy
I'll
document.
see if I can give them what the
Inbox
website
45
is
inbox
for
45.
FSX Pilot.
Toolbar.
I
Address and search bar
think
as
it's
Google.com.
Google.
Google document. Search.
Still fsxpilot.com.
Oh,
Number
yeah.
Yeah.
Check. I thought they got to
Toolbar.
update
Address
the
and search bar as
website.
F1 selected.
Maybe not.
Selection removed.
FSX.
I think it's still the same website.
Spillet.com selected. Selection. Spillet.com. Spillet.com. FSX. List with 6 items. Home link. Link features. Link downloads.
So home
Link back.
features,
Link support.
downloads.
Link contact. Out of list with 9 items. Link 2. Link 3. Link 4. Link 5. Link 6. Link 7. Link 8. Link 9. Link 10. Out of list 2. 3. Out of list link next. Out of list heading level 2. Welcome. FSX Pilot is a Windows software dedicated to flight simulation enthusiasts using msfs2020.
Yes, it does support 2020.
Microsoft Flight Simulator X. FSX. Explain. Amplifier 3D. P3D offers a software solution. Microsoft Flight Simulator X. FSX. Explain. Amplifier 3D. P3D. It offers a software solution called FSX Pilot, which is not
And 2024. No, just kidding. It don't say nothing about
No.
2024.
Yeah.
I'm on the site right now. I know.
navigation system. DNS for flight simulation platforms mentioned above. Features. Autopilot. FSX Pilot provides an advanced autopilot system allowing you to simulate aircraft. The autopilot system offers various modes such as altitude hold, heading hold, speed hold, and
Altitude,
simulated autopilot
hold,
system offers various modes such as altitude hold, heading hold, speed hold, and
heading hold, speed
vertical speed control.
hold, vertical speed
flight planner. The software
control.
includes a flight planner that enables users to create and manage.
It does have a flight planner. I don't remember much about that. Tell us about the flight planner. Do you guys remember? Is that something?
The
Honestly,
flight
I don't remember
planner. The flight planner wasn't very accessible as far as I can remember. Like it was very finicky to.
But
to
you
do.
can still load in the flight plan.
Yeah, you can still load in your SimBrief one, stuff like that.
Okay, so which one would you use? The regular one you use for PMDG? The same one, PLN?
Yeah, PLN file. Yeah, well, PLN file in FSX Pilot is converted to
But it-
basically a text file.
Yeah,
it won't
has all these
do-
commands.
It won't do. What about the other type of extension, the .root RTE?
Well, that's PMDG. FSX Pilot doesn't look at that.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. That's why I said what.
If you want,
So you got to load in the flight plan that you would use to load into like Microsoft, not PMDG.
yeah, yep.
The PLN file.
Flight plans, including waypoints and desired altitudes. Users can also import flight plans from other sources or software. Global navigation system. FSX Pilot features a global navigation system that allows users to navigate their simulated aircraft around the
It
world,
still
complete with
has
real-world
that
navigates,
quirk
airports, and
where, like, when you load it, it'll
airspaces.
ask about
Customizable interface. The software offers a customizable
would
interface
you
that
like
can be
to
tailored
have, like,
user preferences, including the
that
option to display various
weird
instruments and
thing,
controls as
like,
needed.
for a
Compatibility. FSX Pilot is
helicopter.
compatible with msfs2020. Like user preferences, including the option to display various instruments and controls as needed.
I think it does. You just
Preferences,
say no.
including preferences,
Yeah.
users. Preferences, including
User preferences.
preferences, including option to display various,
Including the
display
option to
various
display
instruments and
various
instruments and
instruments
controls as
and
needed. Compatibility.
controls as needed, so you can kind of get it to show you what you want to see and what you don't want
FSX
to
Pilot
see.
is compatible with MSFS2020, Microsoft
Yeah,
Flight
but we
Simulator
usually
X,
don't really
FSX,
mess with
and
that.
Precard 3D, P3D, platforms. FSX Pilot 3.5.1. /2/2023 we installed a complete package for just replaced still /2/2023 we have published a service update for all FSX Pilot users. You can read download and we /2/2023
/4/2/2023
we have published a service update.
we published a service
all
update
FSX users.
for all FSX
Users can
users.
re-download and reinstall.
You can re-download and
complete package,
reinstall the
or
complete
just
package,
Replace Spillet.com.
or
Spillet.x.
just replace the
From
pilot.x
GitHub, left parent.
from GitHub.
There are no automatic updates.
No automatic
List with two items, new
updates.
climb pitch autopilot should be more reliable and stable.
New climb pitch.
New climb pitch autopilot. Should
Autopilot
be more
should
reliable
be
and
more
stable.
reliable
List item
and
level 1, fully.
stable.
MSFS add model will add model MSFS
The
add model
MSF
C A C line M line C A space A C line
AC
M
underline
O D E L space
model, whatever that is, AC model.
MSFS add model
The MSF AC model
will be automatic detected
will be
and
automatically
used
detected
for aircraft association.
and used for aircraft
Out of list FSX pilot
association.
/1/2023 we have published a service
Yeah,
update for all
that
FSX pilot users. You will need to
basically
download
means
and reinstall the complete package. There are no automatic updates.
The
List with three
FSX
items, full aircraft models,
Pilot
no
aircrafts that are that they tune
Oh,
will
and
automatically
so
be
it'll
associated
it'll
with
recognize.
Fully will need to start FSX
when
pilot
you
first. Full
load in-
alternative. Start
load
MSFS
in
fully will need to start
FSX
FSX pilot first. Then load MSFS and aircraft.
Okay, so you got to start
Fully will need to start FSX pilot first. Then load.
FSX pilot first, then load
Full alternative. Start MSFS first. Fully will need to start FSX pilot first. Then load MSFS and aircraft. You will need to start FSX first. Then load MSF and MSFS
then you load MSF
and aircraft. List item level 1.
and
Fully.
aircraft. So you start the program first and then the sim, I guess.
Out of list FSX pilot 3.4.
Is that
Oh,
what
is that
it's-
what you read? I
List with 3 items, bold alternatives. Start MSFS first, then FSX pilot.
I thought
Well,
that
it
you
says-
would.
Bullet, you will need to start FSX. Bullet aircraft models were no longer detected in FSX pilot after a recent MSFS 20. Aircraft.
It says
Bullet. Aircraft.
aircraft
Models were
models
no longer detected
were no
in
longer
FSX pilot.
detected in
After.
FSX pilot
FSX after a recent MSFS 2020.
after a recent MSF
Update.
2020 update.
List item level 1. Bullet. You will need to start
You will
FSX pilot.
need to
Start FSX pilot.
Start
First,
FSX
then
pilot
load
first.
MSF and
Then load
MSFS and
MSF
MSF and aircraft. List item level 1.
and
Bullet.
aircraft.
Out of list FSX pilot 3.4.
Oh, okay. Right.
List with 3 items, bullet. You will need to start FSX. Bullet aircraft models were no longer list reinstall the complete package. 4/1/2023.
This
Media
is
published
on
service update for all FSX pilot users. You will need to download and
4/2023. So maybe, I don't know if they got anything newer.
reinstall the complete package with 3 bullet alternatives. Out of list
Nah,
FSX pilot
this is
3.4.
the
7/23/2021. We have published a new program version for all
They-
FSX pilot users. You redownload and
they
reinstall
pretty much
7/23/2021. We have published a new pre-download and list with 10 items. Bullet GPS landing.
They
Short and shorter of the initial
updated.
altitude. Out of list redownload and reinstall the complete package. There are no automatic updates.
Well,
Yeah.
here's some stuff that you was talking about.
List with 10 items. Bullet GPS landings. Ultra short and shorter. GPS
Mhm.
landings.
GPS landings,
Ultra short and short.
ultra short and
now
short
shorter and
are now shorter,
initial altitude has
and the
been
initial
adjusted for
altitude
a
has been adjusted
better a
for
better
a better
glide. So list item level 1.
glide slope.
Bullet aircraft 90 modified for nearly all aircraft.
Mm.
Bullet MSFS better auto landings in all models. Bullet aircraft 90 modified for nearly all aircraft.
Aircraft.ini remodeled for better aircraft.
Bullet MSFS aileron trim reset when FSXT closes. MSFS
MSF.
aileron. I-A-I-L-E-R-O.
Oh, the Elron
Trim.
trim or whatever.
Reset when
Yeah.
FSXT.
That resets
When
whenever
FSXT closes. FSXT.
FSX. FSXP. I don't know
Space.
why it says FSXP.
Bullet singular callout. Bullet MSFS aileron trim reset when FSXT closes.
When FSXP closes.
Bullet singular callout. Flare.
FSX. That's just an abbreviation for FSX pilot.
Oh, they put the P
Probably.
in there. Okay.
Bullet MSFS. Bullet singular callout. Flare.
Singular call out for flare.
Bullet singular callout. Throttle cut.
Singular call out for throttle cut.
Bullet during takeoff. There are fewer callouts to let the pilot hear V1/rotate.
It says during takeoff there are fewer
During
call
takeoff there are
outs.
fewer callouts to let the pilot hear
To let the
V1/rotate. Item level 1.
pilot
List item level 1. V1/rotate.
V1/rotate.
List item level 1. Bullet.
But don't it take off on its own?
Bullet spoilers always off after landing.
Well, yeah, you can
There we
do a
go.
manual takeoff, and you can do a manual takeoff and then run the plan, or you can have it do a takeoff automatically.
How would you do that? How would you, if you're using a yoke and your hands are on the yoke, how would you?
You would just do a takeoff like normal, get
Mhm.
stabilized, and then go to plan and then run plan, and then choose the plan you want, and it would just fly.
Oh, so
from
you,
there.
you would just do it manually, and then when you hit autopilot
Yeah, it would just
to level out, then connect your plan.
yeah.
It's still gonna be kind of tricky. Well, unless you
Yeah.
got the button on your yoke to go to autopilot.
Bullets are removed in almost all callouts. Out of list FSX pilot 3 list with 10 items. Bullets are removed in almost all.
It says
Sir. S. Quote. S-I-R. Quote.
SIR
Removed in almost all.
removed
Callouts.
in almost all callouts. I don't know what SIR is.
Out of list FSX pilot 3.3.1. 12/16/2021. We have published an update for all FSX pilot users. 3.3.11 to add newer custom aircraft via FSX
I don't know
options.
what
List of yours.
SIR
Automatic
is.
update documents via FSX pilot 3.3. Heading level
So
1 visit link
is
FSX.
there a
List with 6 items home link.
download?
Features link. Downloads link. Tag link.
Downloads, I guess. You
Support
go
link.
there to download,
Contact
I
link.
guess.
Land. List with 9 items 2 link. 3 link. 4 link. 5, 6 link. 7 link. 8 link. 9 link. 10 link. List with 2 items previous link. Next link. Win 32 link. Win 64 link.
Okay, here it is.
Win 32 link.
132.
4/2/2023. We have published a service update for all FSX pilot users. You can redownload and reinstall the complete package or just replace still text from GitHub. Link Win32/Win64. There are no automatic updates. Reinstall /FSX pilot 3.5.1. Win 32 link.
So would you download the
Win 64 link.
164?
There are no automatic updates. List with 2 items. Bullet new climb fish autopilot should be more reliable and stay out of list and reinstall the complete package for 4/2/2023. Win 32 link. List with 2 items. Next link.
I don't know if that's just the
Win 32
update
link.
there or if that's the full download.
Win 64 link.
Let me see.
Untitled Google Chrome. Rum/FSX pilot 64. 64-bit version of the universal
Nah,
autopilot for
it's
aircraft and
the full
helicopter.
download
FS9.
is on the
FSX DVD
download
explained in
page.
MSFS2020 Google Chrome. Rum/FSX pilot 64. 64-bit version of the universal autopilot for aircraft and helicopter and FS9. Link skip to content. Banner lamp button open global navigation menu main landmark clickable rum/FSX pilot 64 heading level 1. Clickable menu button collapse sub menu main link go to branches page. Link go to tags page. Clickable go to file combo box collapse editable opens dialog go to blank. Heading level 2 add file. Menu button collapse sub menu add menu button collapse sub heading level 2 folders and files. Table with 33 row column 2 last commit message.
Oh yeah, that's the this is the get.
Toolbar. Address and search bar as autocomplete CTRL plus L selected https://github.com/rum/FSX
Yeah,
pilot.
okay,
Column 3 last commit column 2 last commit message.
So to get the update, you go here, I guess.
Rum/FSX pilot 64. 64-bit version of the
So you're going to download it and then go to GitHub to get the update, unless they got the update in the download file already.
Rum/FSX pilot 64. FSX pilot home doc.
Like
http://win64 visit link. http please use the online documentation which can be found link http land search link up heading level 3 legal. Downloads heading level 3.
Here we go. Downloads.
FSX pilot downloads for FSX and P3D. Link FSX pilot downloads for FSX pilot downloads for FSX and P3D.
Oh, look, you get a phone call.
Yeah, talk to him a second, guys. Hold on.
Gotta love that.
Yeah.
I'm getting a little hungry now. Who knows, Josh? Maybe FSX Pilot will help you in 2024.
Maybe, huh?
See.
Heading level 3 downloads.
It would be
Link FSX pilot
interesting.
downloads for FSX and P3D.
FSX pilot
Heading level link FSX
downloads
pilot downloads for FSX and P3D.
for FSX and P3D.
Link FSX pilot downloads for FS9.
This one's for FS9.
Heading level 3 tutorials. Link FSX pilot downloads for FSX and P3D. Heading level 3
There's
downloads.
one for 2020.
Link cookie policy.
I don't even see one
Heading level
for
3 downloads.
2020 here. It says
Link FSX pilot
downloads.
downloads. FSX pilot downloads.
FSX
For
pilot
FSX.
downloads for
And.
FSX
FSX. S. F. S. X. Space. And P3D.
and P3D. Are we talking about 2020 with the FSX? No.
Well,
Maybe.
get
Yeah.
get the one for FSX P3D. It's gonna that's still
Heading
gonna be
level
the one
3
that works with 2020.
FSX pilot downloads for FSX and P3D. Link. FS pilot downloads for FS9. Link.
Wow, they even got one for FS9.
Quick start listen FSX pilot link. FS pilot downloads.
Oh,
FSX pilot
wow.
downloads for FSX and P3D. Link. FSX pilot downloads for msfs2020. Explain 10 and 11. FSX and P3D. Heading level 1 visit link FSX pilot. The universal autopilot for FSX. Heading level 1 visit link FSX pilot. The universal autopilot with 6 items. Link home. Link features. FSX pilot downloads for msfs2020. Explain 10 and 11. FSX and P3D.
Here we
Heading level
go.
2.
Yep, right here.
Downloads. FSX pilot. Downloads
FSX
for
pilot downloads
msfs2020.
for
X.
MS2020.
Plane. 10. Plane. X. Plane. 10.
X-Plane 10. What? It works with X-Plane?
Yeah, but we can't actually
I know,
We
use
can't use
it's
X-Plane
not
X-Plane.
because
accessible because of this. You can't even get to nothing.
And 11.
yeah,
FSX.
you can't even get
And
load a
P3D.
plane in that.
Menu button collapse submenu user tools. List with 5 items details. Written by super user. Category link download.
And the developer
Published June
doesn't
2nd,
want to
2013.
make it
Category link written by
accessible.
super details. Out of list menu button collapse submenu user tools.
Nah, I don't
List
know.
with 5 items download link. Written by super user details. Out of list heading level 2 FSX pilot
Which
downloads
is a
for msfs2020.
tragedy.
Explain menu button list with 5 written by super user. Category link download. Published June 2nd, 2013. It's 123,134.
Nah,
Out of list heading
nobody
level 4
should
FSX pilot for
pretty much use
msfs2020.
X-Plane.
Explain
I
10 and
don't
11.
really
Flight
know
simulator X.
anybody
FSX team
uses
3 RVD.
X-Plane.
TM.
Here we go.
List with 5 items out of list heading level 4 FSX pilot for msfs2020. Explain 10 and 11. Flight simulator X. Important note. Still is shareware for private non-commercial use.
I think
Important.
2020
Note.
2020 just killed
FSX
X-Planes.
pilot
Is shareware for
is
Private.
shareware for
Non.
private,
non-commercial use.
non-commercial use.
Best regards. Still dev team. Separator. MSFS2020 and
Yep.
explain 11 users. The download link to FSX pilot. MSFS2020
Well,
and explain 11 users. The download
All
link to
that
FSX
stuff
pilot 64
is
bit below.
probably out of date. It's all
MSFS
free now.
2020.
Like, I don't know, he
MSFS.
needs to update that. but
MSX
no.
2020
And explain 11
and
users.
X-Plane 11 users
download link
to
to
download
FSX pilot.
to FSX
64.
pilot
Dash
64
is below. Please
is down below.
unzip the download into
Please
a
unzip the
separate
download
folder
into a
of
separate
your
folder
user directory. There is
of your
there directory user directory.
user directory.
There is no installer and there
There is no
will
installer.
be no automatic updates.
There will be no
If you limit aircraft parameters, please make sure to backup aircraft.ini. Link download the 64-bit zip version from GitHub. Separator. FSX users. The download link to FSX pilot 32-bit FSX users.
FSX.
Separator. Link download the 60 if you limit aircraft parameters, please make there is no installer and there will be no automatic. Please unzip the download into a separate. The download link to FSX pilot 64-bit below. MSFS2020 and explain 11 users. Download the 64-bit zip version from GitHub link. Separator. FSX users. The download link to FSX pilot 32-bit below. Please unzip the download into a separate folder of the download FSX users. Separator. Link download the 64-bit zip version from GitHub.
Okay, so let's click on.
If you limit aircraft parameters, please download the 64-bit. Untitled Google Chrome. This dialog is not currently focused. Press Alt Shift A to focus this dialog. Alert.
Okay, so I'm downloading it. We're not going to run it, obviously, on the live stream tonight because
Yeah.
I'll do that on my own time. So if I crash, I don't look like an idiot. So let's do this, Josh. You download it, and tomorrow night we'll do a flight. We'll try to do a flight together. I'm gonna download. I've already got your controls, not
Yeah,
your
I'll try.
controls, my controls, but your controls. You know what the fuck I'm saying? Not your controls, my controls.
Confuse everybody, why don't you? No.
I'm trying to. Is it working, Brandon?
Yeah, it's
Did you
working
take
perfectly.
your antidepressants yet? You're not shaking yet, are you?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on, guy. I'm going to call his mom. She's going to call 911. He's out of control.
Don't. Well, my mom's actually in the hospital.
Oh, that ain't no good. What? See, you see what happens? You put Brandon alone with his mom, and he puts her in the hospital. Dang,
I actually didn't do it. She actually went in because she had an appendicitis.
Oh wow, that's horrible.
Yeah, she's not doing too good.
You know, God's on her side,
Yeah.
right?
Exactly.
Okay, guys, here's what we're going to do because I got to talk to these guys here off the live stream. We got business to talk about. And if we told you, we'd have to violate you in bad ways. No.
Untitled Google Chrome.
Wow.
MSFS20 for msfs20 Google Chrome Restream Chat Ops 30.2. Ops 30.
Well, that
Can be so
wasn't
many
going.
things.
That wasn't going sexual, Brandon. You see, Josh. See, he
I
automatically thinks
wasn't even
dirty.
thinking that way.
He was straight thinking that way. That
I was
whole
not
wow
thinking
was
that way.
That was like a dirty wow. You was like,
I was.
I mean,
not,
you kind of
I was
provoked it,
not
Josh.
even going
You kind of
that way.
provoked it that way, though.
you know what, Josh? I'm gonna smack you.
Man, this stream is just wild. Like, we
Right?
went all over the place.
We kind of did go everywhere. No, we kept it on semi. We
kept
didn't.
it. We kept
For
on
the most
topic.
part, yeah.
I mean, we went to Alexa a couple times, and then Brandon violating people, but
I didn't do anything.
it's okay though, because I did put in the title, chatting more, blah blah blah. And
Yeah.
we are also streaming on the lounge, and some of them people, they don't give a dag damn about simming, but me and Brandon told them we would stream it through.
Which
lounge
some of
as
your
well.
simming videos have gone to the lounge. Like, some of your
Yeah, they
streams have gone to
and
the lounge.
that's actually been accidental, but true story, when I first did that on accident, that's when I started realizing people actually liked it, and they're like, what happened to the airplane? So I'm like, oh, people do like it, okay,
Oh,
so we'll just put it through the lounge. I can't wait until I get enough followers on TikTok, because then I can go live on TikTok. I'm surprised that OBS doesn't support it.
it can,
I
I
am
think,
too,
with
actually.
with OTP streaming. I think it can support it, but it's you have to. Not only do you have to get a certain number of followers, I think you have to get a certain number of likes too,
Right, you gotta
total on your profile.
For TikTok, you got to have 800 followers. That's it. 800 followers, and you can go live. I think that once the TikTok has enough followers, I believe that people will enjoy watching the live stream flight simming, because I'll just be honest, and you can ask Brandon. I get on a lot of the videos, we get quite a few views on TikTok at the lounge over there.
TikTok is just has a better algorithm.
Yeah, it does.
I mean, the rules are a little bit more strict. For example, guys, we're going to talk just for a few more minutes here. For example, which I'm not a drinker. I don't drink at all, but let's say I did. You cannot show an alcohol beverage on the video. You cannot.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Or let's say that, like, the me vaping, I don't know, that might not even be allowed. Anything,
I would
Yeah.
say probably not.
well, I don't know, because it doesn't include like you know,
I mean, I guess you can't smoke, drink, none of that stuff.
right?
Yeah.
But they're also thinking of it as in like a cigarette, represents fire too, and
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know about the vape. I'll have to look. But anybody that wants a TikTok, just forewarn that you better read the policies and understand. That way you're not doing something that's against the policy. Now, you can still have fun.
I think flight simming on there would be a lot of fun, and it would. Man, can you
Yeah.
imagine the likes you would get on those
My-
videos?
Well, my ex had said something, because that video that I did about where is my wife or whatever. Well,
Yeah.
there was nothing bad about that video, and there was nothing incriminating about that video. There was no violations about that video. But she's like, "Oh, I'm turning that video in." Well, go ahead. You can't just turn something in just because they say a name. Like, if I'm not incriminating somebody or making a threat, I mean, look, people People like news. People like drama. People like stories. That's what it's about. Like, how many times can we fly on TikTok and crash and blame it on Brandon? That's going to be our first one.
You would blame everything on me like that.
Maybe not. We might blame Josh. I doubt it because, well, we'd have to blame Josh, Brandon.
I
'cause
got
right
somebody
now
else in mind we could blame, but
speaking of names, there's one person that I don't regret not talking to anymore, and his name's Thomas Leonard. Oh, did I say it out loud? Oh, sorry. Now, Brandon. Now,
God, that drove me
John,
nuts.
get you. I mean, what are you, a fucking half squirrel?
He sounded like a fucking chipmunk.
That guy. I won't even get started on him.
Yeah, he's.
God forbid if he saw this video, he might. He might have a fit. He might cry. I don't know. I don't even care actually, but like I respect everybody in BVI pilots. I do. I respect almost everybody. Declan, Brandon, not that piece of shit Josh. He's a fucking coward. No, I'm just kidding.
No, Josh just messed it up way too many planes.
No.
No, I'm just kidding.
No. To be honest, I got no problem with nobody in the BVI community. We're supposed to be helping each other, having fun. If you're not about that, then I got a problem with you. But have fun, fly, enjoy it.
That's the purpose of it.
So, anyway, guys,
Untitled Google Chrome FSX pilot copy Google Chrome row to restream chat ops 30.2 ops
we're
30.2.
gonna end this live stream now. You guys don't got to leave because you're on a different platform.
Start virtual
So
start recording checkbox not checked.
I can just end this and we can
Start virtual camera check. Start recording checkbox not checked.
chat.
Stop streaming checkbox checked.
So, y'all take care. Brandon will be back here with me. Josh should be back here with me, and hopefully we can get a flight set up, me and Josh, and see what kind of damage we can do. If you guys got any ideas on where you want us to fly to, leave your comments down below. I'm going to have to check on both channels for comments, but that's okay. And be sure, I'm going to say this again. Someone said something again about not getting notified. I've mentioned this before. If you're not getting notifications, a couple things. Number one, check your notification. Make sure you got it set to always. If you do got it set to always and you're still not getting notified, do this very carefully and click on the unsubscribe button. Refresh the page. Resubscribe. Click on notifications. Set it to always. And that's it. It's a YouTube thing. Because Brandon broke it. So
I didn't break it.
you know what? Before I go, my friend brought me a Big Red. And
You know what?
I'm gonna have to hang her by her feet because I'm not drinking that shit. Because it's not just Big Red. It's Big Red Zero.
Oh,
Nasty shit.
yeah. Oh no, I don't like
To
anything
the
zero.
co-founder of Big Red, I think you guys suck for ever thinking that you needed to come out with a Big Red Zero.
Yeah, that's red flag number one. I don't drink anything zero.
Why not it don't got to be a Big Red Zero. Make it a Big Blue Zero, not Big Red. Come on. Get this shit out of here. Nasty ass Big Red Zero. What is the difference between Zero and Diet? Like, they're both nasty, right?
They're nasty as hell.
But what is the difference?
I'm guessing zero has zero sugar.
Is that all it, like, zero?
That's all it is.
Yeah. So it's still got the caffeine, just no sugar.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Nasty. Nasty, nasty. All right, that's all I got for tonight, guys. We appreciate every one of y'all. Be sure to tap on that subscribe button if you're watching at the lounge or BVI Pilots. Click on notifications so you're notified each and every single time
Stop recording. Stop streaming checkbox checked.
that we go live here at the lounge or BVI Pilots.